Today, the Switch 2 came out. I was quite surprised how well Nintendo handled this launch, to be honest. Because for the past few years, console launches have notoriously been like one of the worst things that you could like try to get into. Especially because of like scalpers and like people that just like kind of ruin the fun for everybody trying to actually get one. But besides that, Nintendo really like handled it pretty well this time around. I actually went to the midnight release myself and I actually picked up a Switch. I got the I got the single one though because to be honest, it was the only one that I could afford, and I don't really need like many games right now because I still have a backlog of Switch games that I need to take care of. Yeah, honestly, the Switch 2 release has been one of the best, if not like the best launches that I've ever experienced, to be honest. Not because of like how like hyped it was or like how amazing the system is. I'm pretty sure it's pretty cool too because I haven't tested it out yet. I heard it's like pretty powerful. I'm just saying like in terms of like best and how maintained and well maintained it was. Basically, like as soon as you got there you were like able to get like a ticket, and that ticket basically guaranteed like I just dove across my screen. Anyways, as soon as you got there you were basically able to get a ticket, and that ticket was basically like the Willy Wonka golden tickets. As soon as you got one of those you were able to get a console later on. So if you were one of the lucky people that got one of the papers, you were able to get one, and I think that lasted around 7 p.m. And keep in mind this was at like the Best Buy that was like down my street. Like at 7 p.m. they passed out a bunch of papers, and each paper had like a ticket like spot that guaranteed you a console later on in the night. So basically they had well over enough like consoles in this store because the second they started handing them out everybody was able to get one. In terms of like the tickets, it was funny because like later on it was actually around like 9 p.m. or something like that when they started to actually let people like come in the doors and actually get a console for themselves. As I was saying though, like even around like 9 p.m. people were still like able to get like a ticket, because even if you came like a little bit late they still somehow had like enough tickets for everybody to get a console. It was kind of insane. It was kind of insane, like, when you think about it, because, like, the fact that Nintendo really did actually have enough this time around, it just kind of amazes me, because, like, back then, like, Xbox and PlayStation could never, it almost seemed like you had to go through, like, the black market just to get, like, an Xbox or a PS5 back then, especially, like, during, like, the COVID era, especially during, like, the pandemic and stuff. But yeah guys, I was able to get one myself. I went to go to the midnight release this time around only because like I've never really like been to like any before, except for like I don't think I've ever like really been to like any except for like video game releases like Destiny 2 and like the Spyro trilogy and stuff like that. I really wanted to like kind of go and experience this one myself because I recently watched like an Actman video about him discussing about like how midnight releases used to be like the big thing like everybody used to wait for back then, but now it just seems like everybody kind of waits like to just order stuff online and not really like actually go to a place physically and like pick up a unit, whatever it is that they're releasing that night. Which is kind of sad because like it's like slowly but surely like we're just like getting further away from like those times of like being like super social with everybody. But it's crazy, that wasn't really like, that was like totally doom and gloom aside, that was like totally the opposite of what this Nintendo launch kind of was, because the Best Buy that I went to locally was pretty packed, honestly. It was like the pre-order lines was wrapped around one side of the parking lot, and the normal like, hey, I'm just here, like just here on the spot, that line just like wrapped around the entire building. So there was like two lines, and then I want to say there was like more than like 200, 300 people there, you know. And it's crazy because I'm 100% sure, at least 99% sure, I could say, that everybody at least got a console or something, you know. They definitely had a lot of bundles and single ones, you know, without the Mario Kart World. I'm honestly really excited though to play the Switch 2, mostly because of the From Software game that is coming out soon, Dusk Bloods. It basically looks like a Bloodborne 2 almost, in a sense, which is like right up my alley, you know. It sounds pretty nice. And I almost forgot to say, like, I went with my girlfriend. she and I were debating on actually even like getting the Switch at all, because we already have like the Switch, or like the regular Switch, and she has like the OLED. But I drove her past the Best Buy today because I really wanted to see how the scene was. Surprisingly, there was like a lot of people, but the line didn't look too intimidating, to be honest. So we ended up deciding, like, hey, you know, we went back home and then we said, hey, you know what, maybe we should go back and get a spot in line. So we did just that, and we got 2 tickets basically. So she got the bundle and I got the single one. Yeah, I'm excited to really dip my toes in the Switch 2, because I don't know, like, I've never really been to, like I said, I've never been to a console launch. I think this experience is gonna be like a core memory for like a long time, to be honest. And that's kind of like what I really wanted from, you know, taking my girl and I. You know, moments like this is like kind of like a once in a lifetime experience nowadays, because like nowadays everything's just becoming more digital, and like consumerism is just like becoming less face to face, you know.
Is gonna hurt the bottom line.
But overall, I'm just like really proud of Nintendo, which is a first. Like, I'm really proud of them for like handling this really well, because like everybody, I'm pretty sure everybody in that line was able to get one, which is like, you know, like, kudos to them, because they really kept their word in saying that they'd have enough for everybody. Also, for the midnight release, I actually was able to film a good amount of footage of the entire night, and I went to multiple spots, not just like one Best Buy, just to see what the scene was like in different areas. Yeah, it was pretty cool. So hopefully you guys get to see that pretty soon, because I'm definitely gonna edit it tomorrow. Yeah, hopefully you guys like that, because I'm actually really excited to show you, because I got some different camera POVs to make it look nostalgic. But yeah, guys, let me know if you guys are excited for the Switch 2, if you guys are gonna get it or not, if you guys have gotten it, if you guys attended to the midnight release. Let me know, because I'm eager to hear y'all's stories if y'all did. But yeah, let me know, guys, if you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys later. Not another collateral, bro.
Hostiles have destroyed your UAV.
Another collateral, bro.